I'm going to tell you about a painting, about the man who painted it, the man in the painting, what he did to deserve being in the painting, and its enduring impact on me. So that's a lot for 10 minutes. The story starts in Dublin, and physics is popular in Dublin, popular enough to appear on the back of a bus as an advertisement. This black and white reproduction of the picture I propose to talk about is the first time I encountered it. And it's a dull reproduction, but nonetheless, its composition somehow drew me to it. So what I propose to do is I'll talk first a little bit about Schrödinger and this painting. Then I'll talk about personal involvement with it. What's in the picture? I'll review the picture gradually. And then a reflection on the picture. And finally, some afterthoughts and conclusions. So first, Schrödinger. Many of you will be familiar with him, but just in case, he's the man featured in the picture. He was of Austrian extraction and responsible for what we now know as quantum mechanics or quantum physics. His theory combines mathematics with beauty, elegance, and mystery. It contains contradiction that I'd say was so strange that it must have put both his reputation, his livelihood, and his career at risk. Nevertheless, it was eventually recognized and he was awarded the Nobel Prize for it. The artist is John Singh. He was also a mathematician and professor at the same institute as Schrödinger. The painting is a tribute from an insider who appreciated Schrödinger's work. Singh described himself as a Protestant atheist. Perhaps more tellingly, his daughter described him as a hellfire atheist. The black and white reproduction I've just shown you moved me to seek the original of the painting. It had been lost, apparently, and an intriguing search eventually led to it. The story of its disappearance arises from misgivings the artist had about presenting it to Schrödinger. Schrödinger, as many of you will know, was attracted to Eastern religions and had little affinity with the idea of a personal God. Therefore, the artist felt that he might take offence at the picture. Instead, he presented it to the then Provost of Trinity College in Dublin, who was also a mathematician. It transpired that the Provost, also Protestant, didn't like the picture, and that contributed to its disappearance. Around 1991, I found it, unearthed it, cleaned it up, and had it photographed for posterity. And here it is. The picture is covered in various shades of white, grey, and a deep blue. A distorted partial representation of God's face appears on the right side. As you can see, it's almost puppet-like. The face is fatherly, with intense eyes, gazing at a large protective hand in the centre. Enclosed in the hand, if you look carefully, you'll see a desk set in a triangular field of light from a standard lamp. A man is bent over the desk and absorbed in thought. The man is Schrödinger. The background of blue-grey suggests the cosmos with hints of stars in the centre, blue-grey planetary systems and heavenly bodies like the sun, the earth and the moon. An inspired flow of equations passes through the cosmos between God and Schrödinger. The equations, though not familiar, look and feel real. I asked experts in the physics department at the time I found the picture if they recognized the equations. None of them did, so I went ahead and published a paper on the picture stating it wasn't known if the equations were real. Following publication, I emailed the paper to my son, who was a young student at the time, and he replied saying that he recognized the equations and they were real. So much for experts. One of the most striking things about the picture is its mood. It's simultaneously solemn, somber, quiet, and restful, and it evokes a sense of stillness and solitude. There's stillness in the cosmos through which the inspirational equations flow. There is a stillness and an intimacy, about both God and the man at the desk encompassed in his hand. These qualities provide the safe space in which the risky business of creativity and communication can occur and nudge the equations to unfold. Thus, the painting conveys a sense of deliberate communication against a background that is both vast and still. The equations are a representation of a truth passing through the ether. They are suspended between God and Schrödinger, like a tune barely grasped, heard only by one who has learned how to listen. They will later have to be recaptured and replayed by ear without the benefit of a score to aid recall. They're not yet clear in the painting, and it's easy to see how they could become obscured or lost in turbulence in the mind either of the man or in the cosmos. Openness and stillness of this type is essential for communication with God or nature. There's warmth and care in the protective manner in which the hand holds the desk and the man, shielding them from the immensity and solitude of the cosmos. The man is ostensibly working in the glow of the light by his desk and looks as though he is so completely absorbed in his task that he's unconscious of the inspiration he's about to be touched by and where it might be coming from. Other elements in the picture deepen the sense of mystery. Other paintings also reference a sense of mystery about the aspects of science, and this is Miro's The Creation of the World. It also has an ethereal quality. Definite shapes emerge from a random, murky, unstructured background, but the work connects with the real world. We see a kite, a shooting star, a balloon on string, or perhaps sperm. Some of you may have seen the American soap, The Big Bang Theory. The lead character is a physicist, Sheldon Cooper, who is about 65 kilos of decency with the misfortune of 2 left brains. He declares at one point, we're tearing the mask from nature and staring at the face of God. But once the face of God becomes apparent, we must really become more gentle in our inquiry to allow it to reveal itself fully. From the Schrödinger picture, it's not a big step to asserting the importance or an important role for a contemplative spirit at the heart of science. A surprise, perhaps. And the consequence can be scientific creativity, paralleling that seen in the arts and in mystical experience. A contemplative approach could also enhance day-to-day science, even drawing a simple graph. This picture has intrigued me for 25 years. It suggests arriving at one of the most important theories in physics may have had a contemplative and mystical element. There's much to learn from this, even if the artist was a Protestant hellfire atheist. And finally, there's some contact details and a download address if anybody is interested. Thank you.